Yep. Name
I'll
has been
believe it when I
changed.
see it.
Description has also been changed. And so then the only thing left to do is to figure out which one to go live on which screen to use. Oh, well, maybe that screen. I feel like I gotta sneeze.
Voice goes,
Oh my
Bless
goodness. And
you.
with that,
"Bless
hey,
And
let's welcome everybody to Spawn Point Sessions, a fictional anime and gaming channel podcast. The best in the video game and nerd space. I don't care what they say, because I already said we're the best. Therefore, we are. We think, so we are. We think, so we am. Right? That's how it
thinking is
goes.
believing,
I
you know?
think, therefore I am." Yeah, there it
You
is.
know? So there it is.
Oh,
So, first order of business, guys, we finally got our updated logo.
Oh,
Yes, he changed your shirt. So,
oh,
what I'll do is I will send that to you guys. But to everybody else who's watching, this means we will soon have some merch. We're going to do some shirts. So, if you guys want to support, that'll be definitely a way to do it. Thanks to my tall giants of friends that I have right here, we are going with a company that can make shirt sizes for everybody.
mm, love it.
Yeah, we're gonna do it
So if
big.
you want a
mainly the
shirt that has,
Giants.
so if you want to wear a shirt that makes people stop and say, "Hey, is that Robbie Coltrane on your shirt? Why is he hanging out with two black guys?" Now's your chance.
Exactly. You'll never get a better chance than this one right now.
Yep. Yeah.
So make sure you're paying attention to either my page on TikTok or PJ's page on TikTok. Delta's not really anywhere but here, so you can message the YouTube. Maybe he'll see it.
I'm fictional exclusive.
You know
I'm
exactly.
practically fictional as far as social media is concerned.
But yeah, guys. So yeah, before the cast started, before we started this pod, I was watching The Walking Dead, Dead
That's not,
City.
no, whoa.
I,
I don't know what that is. I
Let's
don't
not
know.
start
I
this.
didn't. I
Let's
didn't
not
know they
start
made
this.
another
Let's
one.
not start this.
So Walking Dead ended up being 11 series, contrary to people's popular belief that it's only 4 seasons. So it's 11 seasons, and then they have like several spin-offs. They have Fear the Walking Dead, which I think is better than The Walking Dead, like hands down, easily. And
Okay.
then they have like Walking Dead Beyond. Then they have some other ones, and then they have these spin-offs.
Walking Dead Beyond is the one that's set in the Batman Beyond universe, right?
Must be, yeah,
Where
no.
Terry goes and fights zombies in a futuristic city.
It's definitely not,
Um,
unfortunately. No.
Beyond
don't be
what?
so dead.
It's just beyond The Walking Dead.
The show started out beyond zombies. What are they going past?
Listen. I love it. I don't know what it is about it. Now, I'm not saying
It's the
some
one
of them
that's
seasons weren't really bad. Like I'm not gonna lie. For me and Tiff, we started rewatching the first couple of seasons up to about season 6, and we were really good. Like we were hooked. Season 7, 8, kind of eh. Season 9 was really good. Season 10 was great, and then season 11 was just it was a struggle bus. We had to struggle through it. A lot of people I think they thought that Norman Reedus could carry the show, but unfortunately he couldn't do it by himself. It was pretty impossible. It was yeah. But they did start introducing some cool stuff. Like they had like different types of zombies. They had like the zombies that maintain some of their motor functions, so they could like open doors and climb up ladders and things like that. So you couldn't just close a door and then hold out because they'd figure out a way to open it. So
I mean, I'm glad they decided to add something to zombies by the end of The Walking Dead, the
I mean,
zombie show.
so they added that in a spinoff that was about midway
Oh,
through.
okay.
Yeah.
So that must have been the Beyond it
Yeah,
being
a
zombies.
lot of the new zombies that we like learned about came from like Beyond. There were a couple in Fear the Walking Dead, which is running almost simultaneously to it. There's a lot of characters from not a lot. There's like one or two characters from the Walking Dead main series that shows up in Fear the Walking Dead.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, no,
Real quick,
I enjoyed
real
it.
quick sidebar. We do have a special guest today. We got Emmy as a co-host.
Emmy the cat.
Yep. She,
Emmy.
she's stone deaf. She can't hear a damn thing, but she
Oh,
sleeps like a person. She snores like a person. That's it.
Mhm.
Oh no, she's out.
she's out cold. She ain't getting up. She
Yeah,
said not
out
today.
cold. No,
I
so I was telling PJ before about the Walking Dead thing. The
mm-hmm.
thing that like The thing that bothers me is when I watch or play or read or anything, something that is about like aliens or monsters or zombies, and the moral of the overall storytelling is that man is still the biggest monster of all.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, we're in the zombie apocalypse. The dead roam the earth and are eating people, but there's a bunch of rapist cannibals down the street, and we're gonna make half a season about them. Or like, oh, there are all these aliens, but there's still a bunch of like racist infighting amongst the humans and all that. Like, I get it. We're not really good at moving beyond things as a species, but in my entertainment, I really want to focus on things that are like different and cool, which is why I like Star Trek, right? Star Trek was really good at like touching base on shit, but not getting hung up on it.
Right.
Like in the Star Trek universe is like the most optimistic for humanity. Like every once in a while there'll be something like, well, they'll pick up someone from like 1784 or some shit somehow, and then it'll be like, oh yeah, racism, that shit hasn't been a thing since like fucking 2050, but okay, like,
I was saying
like,
that to Tiff while we were watching. I was like, it's kind of crazy because like when you're watching The Walking Dead, like season 1, you meet that character Meryl, and Meryl is like a vehement racist, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, when zombies or the dead are
priorities
walking around and eating people, like I get it when nothing else is going on in the world. Sure, you want to complain about something, do what you want to do, it's stupid. But in a zombie apocalypse,
yeah, and that was why I couldn't keep going much further after the first season, was because I like the thing with his wife, with Rick's wife. I can't remember her name.
Lori.
Was it Carol or something? What was it?
Lori.
Oh, Coral was the son, right?
Coral!
So here's the whole thing, right? So, they think he might be dead. Last they checked, he was in the hospital, right?
Well.
So no one goes to go and check on him, right? He wakes up in the hospital at the beginning of the fucking show.
Very true.
And then her first instinct is like, okay, I've got my child, currently, as far as I know, the only living member of my family, out into safety, but I'm around a bunch of strangers in the woods. What should I do? I'm going to go raw dog it with my husband's best friend out in the woods. We're not going to stop over the fact like that it's a zombie apocalypse. Every 7-Eleven is now unmanned. You could have gotten a pack of Trojans anywhere. But you're like, no, we're going to go bareback in the woods. I'm going to leave my son with a bunch of redneck fucking strangers. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, listen, I love motherhood. I'm all of that. But like, nothing is worse than a pregnant person in a fucking zombie thing. Every time I see it, I'm like, either she's gonna die, it's gonna be awful, or she's gonna have the kid, and it's gonna make me so much more stressed.
And with that,
I ain't gonna lie.
Been canceled.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. I am so terrible when I thought about that, because I'm like, when you think about a zombie apocalypse,
I say it every time.
Are you really thinking about you're going to protect the main person first? Or are you just going to be like, hey, I ain't got to outrun the zombies. I just got to outrun the motherfucker next to me.
Oh,
that's how I look at it.
Now, okay.
See?
All right. Now, I'm not pushing back too much, because what I will say is, I agree. Like, they were in Georgia. There's 7-Elevens in Georgia, I'm pretty sure.
Facts.
There's Circle K's in Georgia. So they could have definitely went to a gas station and definitely got some of that stuff when you're grabbing your other supplies.
You could have gotten any supplies. Tell me you weren't like, I wonder, like,
but
man, come on now.
I would say on my list of things to not do, have a baby is definitely in the top 3 in the zombie.
I agree.
That's the thing too. Like,
in a zombie apocalypse,
whenever it happens,
no.
Whenever there have been several times where I've been watching something with zombies, like a movie or something, and a pregnant character gets introduced, and I stop watching.
Oh,
where I'm like,
goodness.
it's like I can't because I'm worried about her. If it keeps going, I'm worried about the kid. And like, paternally speaking, like, I don't have kids, but I want them. and that stresses me the fuck out. Like thinking about that shit. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. So I get it. Like if it's your
He just like
family,
they ain't all that.
yeah, hey, look.
I got two. It ain't what it cracked up to be.
Hey, look, you know, shit. In some degrees, it's FTK. You feel me?
FTK.
Hey,
Hey, listen.
hey.
But there's
I can say that. I can say that.
Say though,
I can say that.
even within that theme of humans are the main monsters. Even within that theme, there are some really good moments that the show does display. There's a part where they just left the prison. They ended up having to stay in a prison, and the prison got destroyed, and they had just left it. And there's a couple of scenes, like maybe like 2 or 3 episodes after that, where they're like walking. They all got separated. They all meet back up, and then they're headed to a new area. They don't know where they're going. They're just walking, and a hurricane swings in. What's up, Jeremy? And a hurricane swings in, and right before the hurricane, they come across a wild dog, and they end up having to eat the dog. Pretty crazy stuff. Then immediately after that, there's a group of highwaymen. And the highwaymen, one of them, gets ready to do some deplorable things to Coral. And Rick just springs into action, like tackles the dude. And it's like pouring down rain. It's real bad. And then he like tears Buddy's throat out with his mouth. Like Rick literally became the zombie. And after that, I just could not put the show down. I was like, how are they going to top that? What's the next crazy thing that's going to happen? Then we fast forward. Oh, it gets better, Delta. Then we fast forward to my favorite character in the whole series, Morgan. And Morgan is battling with his demons in his head. He gets into a fight with a dude, right? And because they're having like this big war for I think it was the kingdom. And they're in the auditorium, they're fighting, and he stabs this dude, and the dude's like choking him out or whatever. And then he takes his hand and then pulls out Buddy's intestines. And I was like, well, how they gonna top that? So then I had to keep watching. I was just looking for the next crazy gore thing, and then it just never came.
That's
your voices in my head. They talk
fine.
to me.
But like I was telling PJ, like there are plenty of good.
They understand.
Sorry.
Hey,
Randy
Orton,
no.
He's coming slithering in. Oh shit! It's the
Viper! It's the Viper!
No, there are plenty of good situations where you can have a post-apocalypse setting like that. Like, that's the thing. You can have great moments like that don't involve zombies. Like you can go full Mad Max, like you could have some mutant type people and whatnot, but like you can make man the worst monster and have those moments just fine. Like you don't have to do like the thing is like the zombies feel like an afterthought in The Walking Dead to me.
But they do that with everything, though. It's not just the zombies. They do it with the vampires, werewolves. They've done it with every trope there is. So it's just the popularity of zombies at the time. Because what was it, in 2000 to 2010, it was zombies and werewolves. I mean, no, it was vampires and werewolves.
Yeah.
And then they did everything with that. I also
look, I'm not saying I'm above some terrible TV. Listen, I've watched all of Supernatural.
God, Supernatural started sucking like after season 5.
Oh, I mean, listen, I pitched that show to my wife to watch, and I was like, it's just 3 beautiful men killing shit. That's the only reason I started watching, because it was 2 beautiful men killing shit. It became 3 beautiful men killing shit, and I sat through to watch 3 beautiful men kill shit. I mean, and that was about it. But like, at least even in that case, it had very little to do with people most of the time. There was the occasional episode where it was like, oh, actually the people are terrible. But like most of the time it was crazy monsters or angels or demons or whatever that were doing all this crazy shit. Exactly. And I like that a lot more. But I mean, I don't know. Amir, did you play Outriders?
I did play Outriders. I loved Outriders.
Yeah. Outriders mechanically was one of my favorite games for the gunplay. Like I love being able to take the exotic traits off of shit and like combine them.
Yeah, because most games don't let
the
you do
story for Outriders drove me nuts in the long run.
It was wild. It was insane.
Like I I was seeing all this stuff. Like there were so many opportunities to go down a cool path with it, but where it ends up, and I guess I won't spoil it for people if anyone's planning on playing it, but like where it ends up going, it's still very much like a, there's other shit here, but humans sure are bad.
Yeah.
Like humans are the reason everything's terrible again. And it's like, yeah, I know. Listen, I live in the year of our Lord 2025. I'm well aware of what's causing my problems.
Exactly.
But I just spent $60-$70 to get away from my problems, and you're reminding me that I'm still the cause of my own problems in a fucking fantasy. And I hate it. Like, come on, man. Like anything. Like,
why can't any other enemies exist other than humans?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna look at it like
humans?
This. So I agree with you to an extent, but you're like 5% of people where the other 95% is going to complain about this is too relatable. I don't like my shit being too, or that it isn't relatable. Because
I don't understand why so many people suddenly became obsessed with finding everything relatable. Like that killed Superman for years.
I can tell you what happened. I don't necessarily think
it made Batman edgy. It's crazy.
It did make Batman edgy.
Way too edgy.
I think what
Yeah.
happened,
Like no one remembers the Bat-Tusi and Adam West, but everyone remembers fucking Christian Bale and his terrible Bane.
I didn't even realize that was in the shot. Wow. Anyway,
I didn't even know what it was.
Good.
I didn't know it was either.
Oh no, I know what it was.
No, you don't. You don't know what it was at all. We do not condone that around here, kids. Okay.
He don't.
Yeah,
I do.
all the children watching.
He don't. I do. Hey, that's another one. That's another shirt idea.
He don't, I do.
Around here. He don't. I do.
He don't. I do.
He don't. I do, and it's just a leaf.
See, look,
dude. One of my favorite.
I got one every morning.
Every episode, he's got one.
One of my favorite shirts I've ever seen. There's an Italian restaurant here in Austin that sells these shirts that have a tomato leaf on them, and it says "Legalize Marinara." And I've always wanted to stop in and buy one, but they're too small. Dang. And I got to get a Legalized Marinara shirt. It's fucking funny, man.
We'll do it here. We'll do it just for you.
We'll do it here.
We'll do it here. Legalize Marinara.
Do it live.
But on the point about things getting more relatable, I think it just got to the point where not everybody. I know we had a lot of power fantasies that were coming out. Like we had Gears of War and things like that, which is very much not humans are the worst thing. You know what I'm saying? It's very much like, hey, even though, yes, the humans are invading this planet where these aliens already lived, sure, we're bad, but these things are worse. Like, so, so you had all of that going on.
I mean,
but,
yeah.
And you had a lot of super highly, like, fantastical, like, just types of games, and I think they were like, oh, you know what, let's dial it back a little bit. And even in media, let's dial it back and make it more relatable so that you can put yourself there. And now you're like, oh god, would I make that decision? So I think that's what they did. And then now you notice like the stories are getting deeper. Like we're getting deeper stories. Sometimes our dialogue isn't as good, but the
deeper story doesn't always help either. So like I remember watching, there's an episode in the 3rd season of Mandalorian where there's like a pirate captain, and at the end of the episode, like he gets, Din Djarin blows up the ship and it crashes under the surface of the planet, huge fireball, everyone's dead. And I just remember turning to my wife and being like, man, I'm really glad I didn't get like a 20-minute flashback about how when he was 8, his dad used to come in and kick him in the nuts every morning. And that drove him to a life of piracy. And then his wife left him after they had 8 stillborn children. And then he stole other people's children. And then those children stabbed him in the back and left with all his loot, which drove him to come here.
So in other words, you call him Captain Hook.
Basically, I'm so fucking sick.
Delta just came up with the story of Peter Pan is Captain Hook.
I'm so sick of them like making every villain relatable and shit. And I think the point for me, like, I don't mind.
More Doflamingos.
Well, I mean,
hold on. Wait, Doflamingo and Horty Jones. Give me a second. Doflamingo and Horty Jones were easily 2 of the like most refreshing villains I've seen in years. And it was literally just one of them was like, I just don't fucking like humans. The other one was, I was rich, then I wasn't. Fuck everyone else. And that was incredible.
Then we have to add Frieza.
But look, if you want to go into that,
the most refreshing villain. They brought him back so many times.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Is it really that, or is the fact that people today are so irritating and effed up that these villains have now become relatable in their way of thinking?
That's fair.
Because let's be realized,
Fair point.
after growing up, after a certain time, the Joker don't look as bad as he did.
The
Well,
Joker is
no,
bad.
To be honest,
No, the
there's,
Joker's
no.
bad, bro.
there's some people that deserve some shit.
No. Hold on.
The other
It's-
people who are really bad, who are more relatable, are afraid of the Joker. Like the Joker is.
Hey, the Joker. Hey, look. Now
Hey,
there are different
you gotta
versions.
stop-
There are
hey,
different versions.
Listen, you gotta stop.
There are
talking
different
about
versions of the Joker
You gonna
that
stop
are
talking about the Joker?
relatable.
Because let me tell you keep talking about the Joker. You know who's gonna pop up in this damn live? You already know who's gonna pop up, and then we don't got time to deal with that.
You two can stop. I'm going on a thing. Give me
Oh,
a second
my
about the
goodness.
Joker. Yeah, it's happening. I don't listen, man. I'm not on TikTok that much. Listen,
That's true. You not.
so here's the
Take
thing,
the
right?
attack.
Heath Ledger's Joker, right? Fantastic villain. Had so little to do with being the Joker, though.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing.
You're right.
The Joker's peak performance for me was when he would kill people with acid out of a lapel flower. Putting a pencil into a dude's skull is crazy, but it's just not. It doesn't hit Joker the same way. It hits it hits villain very well. And the same thing with Bane in the next movie.
It's
It was
like they left
Bane,
a little bit about the because he's a clown at the end of the day.
yeah.
So
That's the thing. So that trilogy of movies with Christian Bale, they were terrific movies. But the problem for me was that, like, Batman's peak thing for me was that he was just a guy, right? And he used his like superior intellect and planning and all that against villains who were technologically, supernaturally, biologically superior to him, right? There were all this crazy cavalcade of villains that were coming through, and he could always end up outsmarting them somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But this series turned everyone into a person. Like, even Bane, who, like, they made Bane, they made Bane smart. Bane was already a fucking genius. Everybody just gets hung up on the luchador thing.
Every
like his own,
Batman
like,
villain was a genius some sort of way. Was some side of
They all had some sort of none of them
They
were
were
idiots.
savants.
They all had some sort of expertise that went horribly wrong, and it was compelling.
Except Penguin, he was just a rich asshole.
Oh yeah, but I mean, we like Penguin though.
Penguin didn't start out rich though. Penguin had some cool shit.
No. I mean, he was poor. He aspired to it.
Yeah.
So he was
He
was a rags to riches mafia guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a rag to riches mafia guy. But like even Ra's al Ghul.
So he got more. He got more.
They made Ra's al Ghul like a Dread Pirate Roberts thing from Princess Bride, where it's like, oh, there have been Ra's al Ghul's always been a thing because we just keep on passing the title of Ra's al Ghul.
Exactly.
So like the Lazarus Pit, all that was gone too. The closest we got to really nailing it was actually the villain of that first film, which was Jonathan Crane as the Scarecrow. That was actually perfect because it was exactly what the Scarecrow was about. Was like the fear gas and the phobias. It was really well done, and I liked that a lot. But then we hit this point with the movie The Joker with oh god, actor's name suddenly slipping me. The new one. They just made a sequel to it. Actor, what's his name?
I don't know his name. I'm not.
Amir, help me out.
Wait, okay, say it again. Sorry.
The actor who's playing Joker in the two newest movies, the one that had Lady Gaga in it.
Oh my god.
Not,
I don't know.
I know his name. I know. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Javier.
Joker.
Oh god, I'm gonna know it immediately the second you say
Joaquin
it.
Phoenix. Oh my
It is
goodness.
Joaquin Phoenix.
How could
Okay.
we not remember?
So that movie was a terrific film about mental illness. It was a terrible film about the Batman comic books. It had nothing to do with Batman. I mean, they implemented certain things, sure, but like the character, like that movie should have won awards, and I think it did for the way it portrays mental illness. It was very well done.
All right, so
It just doesn't hit the comic.
my problem with DC movies right now, especially their villain movies, is they're trying to make their villains not seem as bad as they really are. Because what was it with Black Adam? Adam is a bad guy.
Yeah, that was a very strange.
He was a bad guy through and through. His enemy is Shazam, and they was fighting over the whole power struggle.
They were fighting for the power of Shazam.
Yeah, and so you're trying to make him not into so much of a bad. No, he's a bad guy through and through.
Yeah.
Stop
And
trying to make him.
I think it's
Stop
that's-
trying to make them look like some type of anti-villain, anti-hero. Stop doing that. Just make them what they are.
I think what it
Like-
is like in an effort to make them more relatable, they're going over the top with the relatability. Because
Yes,
I agree.
For example, like as somebody who's lived through my life, you know, I'm not going to be able to relate to a billionaire on a lot of things. Like, especially if you're born into that, we're not going to relate. So, like, your actions, I don't have to see you as a relatable thing because we're not going through the same type of struggles. We're not going through that. And I feel like we used to, in the past, have a lot of villains that were just villains for the sake of being villains. And then I feel like
they were larger than life. There was good and evil.
Exactly. And then those villains became people were enamored with those villains. So they were like, dang, I really like this character. I want to know more about him. So then we started diving into their backstories. And then that is where that point of relatability came. And then they just said, you know what? Let's take that further. Then you get shows like Naruto, for example. Half the reason I like Madara is because he was relatable. I completely understood what he was trying to do. Do I agree with it? No. But like, hey, he was trying to get peace. That was the way to get peace. You know?
So
there are
I think
good
the biggest
tragic
problem,
villain backstories too, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, they are good,
in
but
some capacity.
they're trying too hard to blur the lines of villains we already knew as villain.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't need Joker. I don't need a Joker backstory of why he's been bad. He got dropped into a pit of acid and just went bad.
So
I need to know. That's all I need to know.
That's my final thing, though, about Joker. This is where I hit that point of like really having an issue with the relatability, especially in DC, was when I watched The Killing Joke. The Killing Joke was a good film. I liked it, especially the very end of it. It's very, very strong scene at the very end, if you know what I'm talking about.
I just didn't like how Batman and Batgirl did it. I was like, that's a little weird.
No, so that was uncomfortable. I will agree there. But here's the thing,
I was like, nah, Batman.
No, to that degree. And to that degree, the man shoots, paralyzes, and then sexually assaults Batgirl.
That does happen.
And after that, that's when they start giving me his tragic backstory. I am never, ever going to ever hit a point where I want to relate to a character that has just done those things. You know? That is just too fucking far. Like if you're gonna make him a nebulous murderer and tell me that some shit happened, fine. But if you're going to depict that as graphically as you did, and then turn around and be like, oh, but look what happened. What is that supposed to... Maybe you're not even trying to justify it. What are you trying to tell me with that story means? Because the thing is if you did that in the opposite order, if you showed me the story and then that point hits, and it's like, oh, he's too far gone. This is the proof of him being too far gone. But instead, they start with that, and then they go forward.
Yeah, because it's like they're trying
and then the end happens, and
it feels like they're trying to explain the action, like why you did it.
Like, I was so uncomfortable with that, too. Like, and listen, it was a weird cut. It was a really weird cut, especially like I grew up loving the Mark Hamill Joker, you know, who was like riding off on Christmas trees during special episodes and shit like that. And then we get this. And if you gave me another type of villain and some other IP or whatever, maybe you could make that a more relatable thing. But like with the Joker, that is such a fucking fundamental take. Like that, the Heath Ledger Joker, and now this new Joker that's just, it's a mental health thing. Suddenly, like, you can't go back. Like, it's really hard. Like, I went back, I rewatched the Batman animated series now instead when I'm feeling some Batman, because I don't ever want to see new Batman stuff. It's just either it's not fantastical or, like, fun, or it's just too fucking dark.
Yeah. I feel like they're going into the edgelord category. Like, they're leaning.
They are. But you know who gets looked over and underappreciated?
Bruce
or just
Gold?
that? No, Jared Leto's Joker for
God.
Suicide Squad. Hold on.
No, someone clip this. He's having a hear me out moment about Jared Leto.
Yes, I am. You can clip it. So Jared Leto's Joker, he is by far one of the most terrible Jokers that's been played.
Okay.
Casted. But one thing he does have is the actual laugh.
Okay.
He has the actual laugh. Now, every Joker they have some type of falling of what the Joker don't have. He does have one of the better laughs out of a lot of Jokers that's been cast.
What his falling was is he didn't have the Joker, but he had the laugh.
Yeah.
Just like his falling for Morbius was he looked like a pallid fucking vampire, but didn't fucking know a damn thing about Morbius.
Exactly.
Here's the thing.
I think Morbius is actually
was
terrible through and through.
Morbius, the character of Morbius, though, is fucking peak. It's actually really fucking interesting.
Yeah, if they would have followed the story.
Take something like that. Like, that is a slam dunk of grim storytelling.
And they messed it. That was terrible all the way through and through. It wasn't even his fault. That was just terrible all the way through. That was
how can we put all of our bad ideas into this movie?
That was not even his fault.
I remember when Morbius came out, I saw this meme of Darth Maul doing the dual blade activation, and the first blade activates and it says worst DC movie ever, and then the second blade activates and it says worst Marvel movie ever. And I just but I mean, here's the thing too. If you ever read up on it, apparently Jared Leto was really fucking freaky on set. Like, he was genuinely disturbing. Like, sure. He was claiming to be method acting, but he did some shit that made people very uncomfortable in like crossing some boundary lines.
Listen,
with that
I've
shit.
just been saying, I don't know why they keep trying to put this man in movies. I'll just go ahead and say it. I haven't liked anything that he's really done, and that includes his music too. Like, I don't really ever think about.
Wait, Jared Leto does music?
Yeah, he was in a band.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Jared Leto.
What was?
I had no idea.
Yeah, he was 30 Seconds to Mars.
I did not know that. Well, that's not even my category music to listen to, so I would never have known that. So,
by the way, get this guy out of our movies. What are we doing?
Well, I mean,
at the same time, I'm saying that he had to laugh, but Morbius was a terrible movie through and through, so I don't even put that on him. That was just bad writing, casting all the way through and through. He just had you don't
put it on him, but it was bad casting.
Joker, it was just like, huh?
You don't put it on him, but it was bad casting? It sounds like you do put it on him.
I mean, they chose him. It was his fault. It's not his fault that he was chosen, but
I don't know. I feel like you should know you shouldn't apply for comic movie positions.
While we're on this topic of comic book movies, though, and actors and castings, how do you feel about Ben Affleck's Batman? Not his Bruce Wayne, his Batman.
Yeah, his Bruce Wayne isn't great. I got to be honest. I don't give a shit about actors who play Batman right now because
I love.
So here's
Batman.
the thing.
That thing was.
Here's the thing.
I love this Bruce Wayne because he plays a rich asshole well.
Well, no. So it's all these Batman. It's like all these Batman. It's like what was happening with Spider-Man, where we had like Tobey Maguire was a terrific Peter Parker, but I hated his Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was a terrible Peter Parker, but I loved his Spider-Man. And now we've got Tom Holland, and he's middle ground for both of them. And I'm actually kind of chill with that. But like Andrew Garfield riding a skateboard in like an abandoned construction site, that's too fucking cool for Peter Parker. Peter Parker is not landing bitches until college.
He was definitely the coolest one for sure.
Peter Parker does not land bitches until college. Everyone knows that.
I do agree with him being the better Spider-Man.
Yeah. He got the one-liners.
He was like crawling around them like a spider.
And Tobey Maguire. Like Tobey Maguire's one-liners are classic because of how bad they were. Like here's your change, and like the Venom suit stuff. Like we love it because it was like just campy, right? Mm-hmm. But objectively being Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield took that one. But Tobey Maguire had the nerd virgin thing down to a T. He nailed that shit. And Tom Holland looks good. Yeah.
So I also go into it like this. The reason why I don't go too far into looking at it is because you had several different versions of Batman in the cartoons / comic books. It's same with Spider-Man's and same like you had the Amazing Spider-Man, the Spectacular Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man, which was all three different types of versions of Peter Parker, that was displayed.
Now that they've gone to the multiverse, it's even less. The lines are even less.
Exactly.
That's true.
And so when you come to that realization, you had those different versions of the cartoon show. I transferred into the movies. Like when you had the Amazing Spider-Man would be Tobey Maguire. the spectacular Spider-Man would be Andrew Garfield, and the Ultimate
I think Andrew
Spider-Man.
Garfield was Amazing Spider-Man.
He was technically the Amazing Spider-Man by the movie, but
Yeah.
I get what he's saying. Like in terms of how he.
No,
plays
you're right. It
Spider-Man
does make
cartoon.
sense. Again, as long as the multiverse shit has been going on too, like it's anyone's game, which I actually like. They justified a reason for having their different actors. Now, the problem that I'm coming across with DC, I love DC. I really do.
They need to leave Batman, Superman alone and move on to some
DC's problem, not even that. DC's core problem, the point where they really fucked up, was where they decided to do the Justice League without establishing the members of the Justice League. The reason
I definitely agree with that.
The reason that Avengers went so fucking hard was because we got all of those characters that we had seen separate movies of coming together. And then they do the Justice League, and objectively, the 2001 Justice League animated cartoon was the best version of Justice League that anyone will ever see. That was like script set for that, right? So they do a Justice League. They have no Green Lantern. They technically have no Martian Manhunter. And they throw in Cyborg because sure, why the fuck not? Now, the best thing is everybody was saying like,
sorry.
A bunch of, I know, don't get me wrong. I love Cyborg. And Cyborg hits different. I love him. He's a great character, but he's like, it's weird how they insert him. Like sometimes he's a Justice League member.
Sometimes he's Teen Titans.
Yeah. Sometimes he's regular Titans. Like he just jumps all over, right? But like a bunch of people, like when he got announced, they were like, "Oh, it's a diversity inclusion thing." Like that's why they're doing it. And I'm like, dude, the best Green Lantern. John Stewart was the best Green Lantern.
Hands down.
He's objectively the best Green Lantern.
Hands down.
And John Jones for Martian Manhunter, he's always showing himself as black whenever he's doing his human look, right? And I was like, if anything, they're racist against green people, because the green people got no representation in those fucking movies. And like all I wanted to see was Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter.
I got another one for you.
But
they
then
went from Hawk Girl to Hawk Man.
Hawk Girl to Hawk Man, that was.
They did do that.
Again, but like in Hawkman, there's the Justice Society of America, I think, was Hawkman. Like the JSA is a thing, like they are. Like there are all of these separate hero groups, but they sort of started like mixing and matching people in, and then, but even then they hadn't been able to fucking settle on a Superman or a Batman actor by that point.
Yeah.
They had like 8 in the past decade.
Honestly, they should have just left.
So it's really hard.
They should have just left it as what's his name, Henry Cavill. They should have just left him as him.
Henry Cavill. I like objectively, Henry Cavill is one of the best actors we've got at the moment, purely because of how much he loves shit. Which is also why he keeps getting cast out of things. Yeah, is because he gets real nitpicky about details and he loves it too much. Which, dude, listen, as someone who works in video games, I know how hard it is to love something that much and have to cut it dry.
You gotta let it.
Like having to cut your losses is awful when you love what you're working on, right? But I think Liam Hemsworth could be a good Geralt in the next Witcher season. He could. I'm going to be really sad not having Henry Cavill, but I'm willing to hear it out, right? But then we're going to see Henry Cavill in the Warhammer series, which is going to be insane.
That's going to be crazy. That's going to be
that's a universe. If you ever try to do research on that universe, it's a fucking nightmare.
It's too extensive. I'm not going through all of that. I'm just,
It's so complex.
I got a question for you, though, Delta. It's a Monster Hunter Wilds question.
Oh, no. Okay.
Were you able to get the Artian weapons? Or armor, I mean.
Yeah, I was. I sat down and I was doing all this stuff. And so here's the thing. We've been having this conversation a bunch. The Artian set, for me, whenever I came across it in the game, it really doesn't fit the vibe of Monster Hunter at all. But we've got clips of me talking about the Isu stuff in Assassin's Creed, where you're coming across the first people gear, and it's like that ancient and yet advanced, like, single piece of, like, ancient alien metal and a bunch of crazy shit. It nails that vibe perfectly, and I love that technology. And someone in the chat, or not this chat, but someone in the comments for one of your videos mentioned it, like, as you get the upgrades for the Artian stuff, they actually do change visually. Like,
they get, like, do.
New VFX and stuff, so that's really cool.
But, like, my madness on TikTok.
Your madness has no method; it's just madness. But so the
train die.
Controlled chaos.
Again, I think the biggest failing of the Artian weapons is that they don't there's not enough variety. There needs to be more with it. If you're going to go into it, like I want to be able to do like an area where I can delve into like ruins. Like, do you remember you played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, right, on the 3DS? Do you remember the expeditions you could do?
Yeah.
Where it was like very specific areas, and then there were like paths you could turn off into and find like ruins and like relics of gear and shit. Like, give me something like that where I can find ancient tech and like start strapping shit in and making weird things. If you're going to do that, like it doesn't. You're not hunting monsters with it.
Like
and another.
Nowhere. Like it just,
Now I gotta start
it really does.
Monster Hunter.
And another thing with it, though,
you're almost done though, because you were like what, Hunter rank 25?
28 now.
28, yeah, you're almost done.
You're almost there.
Yeah, but pretty soon they're just gonna have you fighting stuff just to fight it, and then you'll get new story stuff.
The thing is, though, is like with players, a bunch of players, when they hit the Ardian stuff, they're like, "This is terrible. It's too easy to unlock all of this. It's better than all the other gear." It's not. It really isn't. Like the Ardian stuff, it's great when you hit high rank immediately and you can just start getting into it and like, building some stuff that's like a decent level and whatnot. But pretty much anything like at rank 6 or higher for weapons is stronger than that shit outright. And like you can get, I think there's going to be, there are higher level Ardian pieces that you can get to build higher level Ardian weapons. So it might be that that's the end game, but they didn't give you everything right at the end, which I did like. Like I can go and do this more, but it's like if you're going to do this, don't half-ass it. Please go further. Like I want to see more with this. I know it's very strange, but I honestly, my ideal is that outside of Monster Hunter, and I know I told you this, like I really want to see Guerrilla Games make a Horizon Zero Dawn spinoff that's Monster Hunter, where it's me and 3 other players using one of the crazy different weapons that they've got for the series to take down machines.
There's an indie game that came out that's doing that, actually. I forgot the name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's really corny. But it's like
I can deal with corny.
No. They're doing your idea, but they're not doing it great. That's what I'm saying. I say corny, not like funny. Yeah. But
at least someone's poking at it. Like,
that is
hunting machines, but like think about. You're not a PlayStation guy at all, but like Horizon Zero Dawn, man, like some of their designs are incredible. They're fantastic. I love those games. The world is so interesting for Horizon.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, absolutely. 10 out of 10. No notes. It's a lot of fucking fun playing these games.
So for Monster Hunter, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen the Arturian weapon design from the beginning. I've seen what he posted, and then I've seen the actual, and I'm like, I think the Shogun weapons better. Like those are my favorite weapons so far.
The Shogumas, yeah, they got some cool looking weapons.
Yeah,
you can get one later. It's straight. It's a switch axe. It's called the Flesh Ripper. I was like,
I'm working on that one right now. As a matter of fact,
switch axe is I don't care what nobody says. There is not a single weapon that looks better for the switch axes than the Rathalos switch axe. That shit. So beautiful.
That's fine. My one of my hottest takes is that I think the Rathalos is boring as fuck. Everybody, like, I keep on seeing these tier lists that fans just put like unprovoked in comment sections for anything involving Monster Hunter, and so many of them put Rathalos at the top. I get that it's a dragon, guys, but the Namiel exists. The Valhazak exists. Like, there's a zombie dragon. Yeah, there's a fucking jellyfish dragon. The Valhazak was incredible.
That was amazing.
There are so many.
Stuck his hand through his ribs.
But yeah, okay, so you gotta understand when you're saying that, there's people who don't know.
No. I'm talking about long-term fans. Yeah. There are long-time fans that have been playing this shit longer than I have, and Rathalos is where they're hung up. Like, don't get me wrong, the Rathalos is a good monster, but it is just a dragon. There is nothing like the Wyvern. Yes. There is nothing like interesting about it in terms of its design. It's just it's a very good version of something that has existed for centuries. The Gormagala is fucking insane.
It's something that, like, you gotta understand, people are going to stick on what's the newest thing that ain't like more than the older thing. They gonna leave stuff nostalgic, but like that's what
what's Chalice looks more like a standard dragon.
What was
the fucking
Kushala Dora also looks like a
What was that harder? I didn't
Dude.
seen like
Uh,
3 videos. It was like one of those monkeys that grab you and it's like it's on site yeah. I've seen so many videos of that, and I didn't hear nothing about Monster Hunters until about Rajang, until they started talking about what was your deep-seated hatred boss fight, and that was the biggest thing that ever came.
I loved fighting Rajang. Did he beat me 90% of the time? Of course, but it was.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody talking about, oh, they're complaining about such and such monster for a while, but never had to deal with this one. Of course. Now, for people like me,
oh yeah, I mean, veteran gatekeeping is a thing in Monster Hunter. It's a thing everywhere. Where it's like, you kids don't know that suffering is just. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Be glad people are playing your niche ass game.
There was a situation, not a situation, but there was a moment on TikTok where everybody was talking about, so you had like 2 camps. You had one group of people that was pretty much saying, the Monster Hunter community has always been pretty welcoming, and then you have the other group of people, and they're saying Monster Hunter, the community has always been toxic. And what I've come to figure out is that I can't weigh into any of that. Because when I play games specifically games where I can play online, I'm really not trying to play with other people because I know how toxic everybody can get. I ain't trying to be in there with some weird neckbeard edgelord running around trying to do some shit. I ain't got time for that.
Why are you pointing at me?
Not you. I'm just pointing out, man. You ain't no. I mean, you do have a neck beard, but you're not.
Gonna do that.
You're
I'm
not.
Gonna do that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
You're not edgy enough.
There it is. That's exactly what we need to see.
And you know what else you don't?
Also, I'd like
you
to
don't
point out
live in your mother's basement.
Hold on. I do not have a neck beard. I got it right on the chin.
Good. So, but anyway, it's those edgelords that be bringing all the toxicity.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think we're traumatized. Our generation is traumatized because that was like, there are very wholesome gaming communities now, but we came from a place where League of Legends was hitting its stride.
Oh, yeah.
Where like being told to kill yourself was not only just a regular occurrence, but like reporting someone for it meant nothing. Like now you report someone for that, they take a log of it. I mean, people get booted for shit like that.
I come from the toxic COD community.
Man,
where
I played one game of COD, bro, and it was like one of my first online games. I was probably like maybe 12, 13 years old. Just won a match, really excited. I was
you were part of the problem. You were part of the problem.
You were a squeaker. You were a squeaker like the rest of us.
Dude, I didn't go on. You know what happened? You know what happened to me, PJ? Shut up, N-word. I was like, God dang. I was like, wait, how'd y'all know I was black? We didn't, but now we know. Monkey. Like that. Like, you want a banana? I was like, come on.
Hey, look, they go all out. Like, that COD community, if, like, today's people couldn't hold a candle to what we went through. Like, we have PTSD. Us gamers today have PTSD.
That's part of the reason why I don't play multiplayer games.
Which is crazy
because
there are some people that are like, have you played Warframe?
Yeah, I played
Warframe. Warframe's community is one of the best I've ever come across in my life. Just a bunch of wholesome, fun-loving motherfuckers.
Is amazing.
Dude, shout out to Warframe. I got to meet the Digital Extremes people when I went to GDC in 2018.
Shout out Digital Extremes.
Shout out, dude. They are legitimately some of the best in the industry, like people and skill. Like they have they have the pulse of their community, like on point. They know everything their community needs and wants and answers it as best they can. They're so interactive. They are very, very humble. They're just great. They're great people. I got to meet Rebecca Ford, the voice of Space Mom, the Lotus from Warframe. She was given the talk, and the best part, that was the one presentation I went to at GDC where the first 3 rows were all Digital Extremes employees, and they were just there to support Rebecca, just to like cheer her on and be like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like, you did not see that. Like, there were some people that were there out of respect for colleagues, but like their energy was just like a group of friends at a bar. Like, they were all really happy to be there. They were really happy to meet fans. And that group, like, I think Warframe, to this day, Warframe has the best example of an online community I've ever seen, and also has the best free-to-play model I've ever seen in any video game. and the fact that they're not getting more credit for it is fucking absurd to me. I don't know how that's
I
possible.
think it just hit that wall, where it's like it lost its share of players, and then the ones that stayed keep it going, keep it strong. But
I mean, now they're doing Soulframe. You know about Soulframe?
I've heard about Soulframe, but it just kind of reminds me too much of Warframe. So
it's a spiritual sibling to the game. It's a medieval fantasy. It's a medieval. Well, I mean, not even medieval. It's a fantasy version of Warframe. Mm-hmm. It's a might and magic version of instead of sci-fi.
But once you play Warframe, you already play Soulframe, it's not gonna hit the same for people.
There is literally no way that is the case.
I'm telling
but look, if you go up and tell somebody if you played Warframe, it's the sister or the
sibling.
The sibling, fantasy sibling to Warframe, is going to be like, no, I've already played Warframe. But look, you just killed the game off your explanation, because people are going to be like, oh, I played Warframe. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but its time is up.
I agree with PJ, but I also agree with you. Like, just because it's a spiritual successor or a spiritual sibling doesn't necessarily mean it's going to feel the exact same as the other game. I definitely
and that's like saying,
but
that's like saying that Warhammer and Warhammer 40K are the same shit. That's insane.
From what I have,
but I'm telling you the basic.
Yeah, no, I know. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying gamers, like, fucking think for yourselves for half a damn second. Like, if you tell me that Vermintide and Darktide are the same fucking game, like, I'm not even a Warhammer fan that much, but fuck's sake, guys. They're not, they're not. They're not even, oh my God.
Yes, they are.
Why play Call of Duty when you can play Battlefield? You've already played Battlefield, so why touch Call of Duty?
Battlefield has buildings that explode, but now did you hear the dude who was like the forerunner on Battlefield?
Why is it different? It's another war game.
That's what made it different. That was the difference.
But who cares? It's just another war game. Why would I bother?
No. Okay, I'll tell you this. Battlefield there's a big difference. It is 3-lane maps with Call of Duty. Battlefield is just 10v. Is the biggest 10v10, 12v12.
Yeah, I don't need this mansplain male toxicity gamer bullshit. Get out of here. This shit, kids, 95% of shit is fucking free right now. Between Game Pass and then just making free to play shit, download stuff. Don't be a bitch. Give shit a shot, for fuck's sake. Come on.
Download this.
What do you have to lose? We're not even on. Man, I used to do dial-up.
Community guidelines worthy anymore.
Man, I used to do dial-up, man. Like, I used to not be able to Google shit if my sister answered the fucking phone. Like, what do you want from us, man? From us, like, oh God.
I'll tell you what they want from us. They want us to play one of our favorite games, the Randomizer Top 5 favorite video game characters.
That one hurt my feelings last night.
Video game characters?
Video game characters.
Oh, man, this runs the risk of hitting the furry debate real quick.
Pick a random one from the list. Here we go.
Here we go.
First up, Ellie from the Last of Us series.
5.
I'll put her at 5 as well.
5.
Listen, The Last of Us was a beautifully told story. It was masterfully crafted, but nothing about it was new. Dang. It was not innovative. The narrative, I could see something. Like, it was a joy to experience, but I hated playing it.
Great game.
When the show came out, I was like, this is exactly how The Last of Us should have been made. Because I wanted
great game. She does.
I loved watching it. I just could not stand playing.
Great game. I just don't care to play it. I don't care to play it over.
Watch the show.
I've only played the first one and then watched the show and then watched clips and like you know how people put together the cutscenes on YouTube. I did that for the second game.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
This one's an interesting one.
Okay.
Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. Aloy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's.
I gotta put her at 4 because I played Horizon Zero Dawn, so.
I did. I like it, but it's just Horizon Zero Dawn. Just not my forte of game, and it's not me, and that's why it's 4.
Delta.
She's 4.
So. Fellas, that's Ashley Birch.
Who?
That's the voice of Tiny Tina.
Oh, That's cool. That's
Ashley
not gonna
Birch
shape her
is
position though as the character.
Ashley Birch is an S tier.
It's
Ashley
not.
Birch is an S tier voice actress.
She really
man.
is.
I agree. Still not changing her position. Like, no, stop. Delta, see, this is the problem with a lot of gamers. We look too far into it. Imagine just the character.
Oh, no, I know.
Just imagine as the character herself, not Ashley Birch.
No, I know. I'm thinking about are you telling me I have a problem looking too deep into games? Do you know what I do for a living, PJ?
Yes, that's why I'm saying,
bro.
Too deep into games.
I can't even play like a gamer, man. Listen, I'm broken on the inside.
I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot who I was talking to and what he does for a living for like 10 seconds until after I stated the comment.
Jolty, you can't think too much about games except when you're getting paid for it 8 hours a day.
Yes,
this next one.
That's what I want.
No, hold on, wait. I didn't give a number.
Oh yeah, my bad.
But
you were looking too deep.
I was looking too deep. Yeah. No, I'm. You know what? I'm gonna give her a 3. I think she deserves a 3.
Okay, what's up?
Like character is a little dry, but I do like her. She's got good vibes. You know, like I do have this thing for. I like the characters where they find, like in this situation, right? She finds this crazy advanced technology, and she decides to think about it. You know, instead of saying it's some sort of cursed spirit or some shit. Like, she's good at piecing shit together, and I like that. So I'm gonna give her a 3.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair.
All right.
PJ disagrees, but it's fair.
I don't disagree. That's your personal opinion.
The next up, hey, thank y'all for liking the live. I appreciate that. Right now, we are actually live on YouTube as well. We are doing our podcast. This is PJ and my other co-host, Delta. And every Sunday we try to get together around this time to do our podcast episode. So if you ever see me live at 2:30 or 2 o'clock on a Sunday, we are definitely live on YouTube doing our podcast. Right now, we are discussing our top 5 favorite video game characters based on a randomized list. So right now, we have put Ellie at number 5 for all of us, correct? Ellie from The Last of Us. And then at number 4 for both me and PJ, we have Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, and Delta put her at number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and our next one that's been randomly picked is Vas Montenegro from Far Cry 3.
4. It was just the Joker. Like, I'm sorry, dude. No, like everybody had the full on hot.
He's right.
Wait. He might be right, but then by that logic, then me and PJ are right about the other Soul Frame game or whatever. It's the same as Warframe.
No. Here's the thing, though. No, not even real. No, here's the thing. You've changed. No, that's a genre shift. Get out of here. Sit your ass down and let me talk. No. Listen. No. So Soulframe to Warframe, it's an entire genre shift. Everything changes. The Joker to Voss is literally like all it is the guy is what not Filipino. He's where is that game set?
I would have to let's see where.
Whatever. Like Voss's whole thing, it was literally just cashing in on the Joker boner that all the Hot Topic nerds got. That was it. Like, did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? Like, yeah, we get it, okay? We think that everyone's insane.
It was a fictional island in Far Cry 3. But
no, I know that, but it's like set in like a
intersection of the Indian and Pacific Oceans. That's all it's telling me.
It could be whatever. But like it just Voss's character was like it was just another wild-eyed villain. That's all. I just didn't think he was original.
The pirate guy, right?
He was kind of like a raider from Fallout.
Okay, yeah. I did.
Yeah, like the one he had like the mohawk. It's him
up until I realized that he wasn't the true villain of the game.
Yeah,
and
he wasn't even the villain.
Was definitely the native woman who had you making all those decisions because she said, "Hey, you can either pick us or you can slaughter your friends. The choice is yours."
So you save the game and you sleep with her, and then you load back and save your friends.
you can get this punani if you.
Listen, we were all teenagers at the time. We were there. We understand how that works.
But yeah,
you do whatever you as a teenager back then. You did everything you could to hit the sex scene, and then you did whatever you wanted to do afterwards.
God of War, it taught me best.
Dude, yeah, no, I mean, I didn't need any training. I just thought about all of those button prompts I got in God of War 1.
I already knew what to do.
Like, yeah, left thumbstick, fucking triangle, square.
All right, next from the list. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is a really good one. Okay, so I put him. I put him at 3 just because like I had already had a 5.
I put him at 3 as well.
I agree with Delta though. Like he really was just kind of like a raider from Fallout. So
yeah,
he was as crazy as your base level raider. Like
he was philosophically crazy, which is boring now. Like a deep thought crazy. It's like, yes, I'm a crazy murdering person, but oh, what if I had a conversation with you about it instead of speaking in gibberish? Ooh, how fancy.
Exactly.
You want to buy a chain wallet and a fucking Gurr t-shirt?
Hey, I want to say thank you to all the people that are in the TikTok live right now. Again, we are also live on YouTube, so if you want to go there and smash that subscription button, you can also catch us on there if you happen to not be on TikTok at the time. I want to thank everybody for the likes. We're doing really good. We're almost at 2K. I need y'all to get us to 2K, though, okay? Get us
also,
and for everybody who is in attendance, because y'all probably know me and y'all know what I do, we are actually sold out of all Rock Salt books on the TikTok shop. We have sold our last copies. Everybody who has bought one, you are probably going to get your copy a little later because I was already low. So now that I'm sold out, just know we will be restocked in the next 2 weeks. So definitely, if you want a copy of Rock Salt, you have to head over to the link in my bio, go to my beacons, and go to the Amazon. Get it there.
You hear that, PJ? We're rich.
We're rich, dog.
We're
10% for his managers, dog.
I'm just gonna coast on this money. I'm gonna quit my job.
10% for his managers.
It's happening. We on the way up.
Also, we are live on Twitch as well. From my channel is Toxic God Gaming. For those who do not know, it is also in my profile under my beacons.
There it is. So you can find us on just about any app. You can find us. So
yes,
the last character that we have picked. Keep in mind, I only have a 1 and a 2 slot left.
I have the same.
Me and PJ have a 1 and a 2 slot left. Delta, I think you have a 1 and a 4.
No, I have a 1 and a 2.
Okay, we all have a 1 and a 2. So the next character
is crazy.
This is y'all ready?
Yeah.
Samus Aran.
Oh shit. Oh
Samus.
Shit. Especially with the
from
fucking
Metroid.
Especially with the Metroid Prime 4 trailer. Oh man.
Where are we putting Samus? We only got
you know what? No,
left.
that's my safety, dude. She's going to a 1. I would literally never forgive myself if it was like
at a 1 as well. I'm putting her as a 1 as well.
I think we're all agreed on that because she's
if
I put her at a 2 and then it made like fucking Norman Reedus' character from Death Stranding or some shit, I might have to just quit.
I'm putting her at a 1. I'm putting her at a 1.
She's a 1. Dude, Samus, for a character that basically never fucking talks, like talk about absolute fucking power. Like that character trumped the traditional 90s sexism for gamer kids, where it was like, remember in the 90s, it was like, I don't want to play as a girl, but you hit fucking Super Smash Brothers.
Exactly.
Everyone was playing Samus.
Everyone was Samus.
Because it was so fucking cool. No one gave a shit that it was a girl, which was the coolest thing.
Except me. I was using Star Fox.
No, I mean, a lot of us didn't know, but when we found out, it didn't fucking matter, because even by then, Metroid Prime.
With Sheik, people were loving
Sheik. Sheik was cold.
See?
Sheik was awesome.
Sheik. I love Sheik.
So, okay.
She was cold.
Right,
no,
so
Metroid Prime is some of the best
1.
gaming you're ever going to have.
So we all put her at number 1.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
All right.
Where we hitting next?
Yes, she is number 1.
Our number 2 slot is going to Gordon Freeman from Half-Life.
That's fair. I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with it.
I don't know nothing about Half-Life. I've never even.
I don't either.
Now we don't. Gordon Freeman is he holds a place of respect, if for nothing else than the memes that he's created for our communities.
Okay.
There
it is. I like that. All right. Y'all ready for
We're
round
going for
two?
another round? Round two?
Round
All
two.
right, let's do it.
I think we're okay with our list. I think
That
we're
was
okay with our list.
that was the best tier list I've had. I didn't cry this time. It was good. Plus, I got to diss Voss, which felt great. I've been doing that for years. Good to have a callback to my childhood.
This one's a pretty. I really don't ever. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really ever think about this character, to be honest. But Ryu from Street Fighter.
3.
Why?
I'm doing it as a 3 because as a fighting gamer, it would just do me ill if I didn't put him up there. 3.
That's reasonable.
I'm so bad at one-on-one fighting games. I like Ryu because of the memes of Street Fighter more than I care about anything else.
Some pound cake.
Literally exactly what I was thinking of too. Like, my favorite though is absolutely the Flash Gets one with M. Bison going down the alleyway. Have you seen that?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, it's so fucking funny. Where it's Ryu and he's like acting like his foot is stuck, and M. Bison's floating towards him. And he's like, M. Bison, no, I'm stuck. And then the camera pans, and it's like there's a pebble. He's not actually stuck, but like M. Bison is just hanging gonads. His balls are huge, and he's like slowly getting closer until he's like dragging his nuts on his face. Dude, if you've seen Flash Gets, it's some of the funniest fucking shit.
Oh man.
Okay,
right,
so
for me,
hold on. They
he's
have a
getting a
YouTube fight where they actually have the real Jason David Frank versus Ryu, the Power Ranger Jason David Frank versus Ryu, and it was actually a good fight. Now it's not a Ryu anybody knows, but it was a good fight. I loved it, and I just love Jason David Frank. Like, you know, he's the OG Power Ranger. How can you not love him, man? You know what I'm saying? Tommy, how you not like Tommy? If you don't like Tommy, there's something wrong with you, and you need to go get help.
But what if you were one of those kids that just didn't watch Power Rangers? I'm not one of those kids.
That's also fine too. But if you didn't watch Power Rangers, that's one thing. But if you know Tommy
and you don't like Tommy,
yeah,
what's wrong?
You need help. Yeah, you need help.
Okay.
Yeah,
right,
Tommy's. Yeah,
I
Tommy's
got
top
Ryu
notch.
at 5. We got Ryu at 3
Oh,
for PJ.
I'm gonna put him at a 4 for
Put
me.
him at a 4. Okay, all right.
I'm sending you guys the Ryu clip, so I'm not, just a weird pervert that likes dudes dragging nuts on their face. You'll have context.
All righty. Next up, we got Yoshi.
Number 2.
Yoshi.
Number 2. Yoshi's going to 2 for nostalgia. Green Dinosaur. I love Yoshi. Love him.
I also had to go through I also had to suffer through like abandoning his poor ass through every Mario game too, which was always
yes. Yoshi's
man. I've killed more Yoshis than zombies in Left 4 Dead.
Oh
man,
my goodness.
I'm not gonna lie though. First of all, Yoshi was good. He was peak character in almost every Mario game that like Mario Kart, Mario Kart, Mario Golf, Mario Tennis. Yoshi was just like peak at everything. Him and Toad.
I think he's a viable too. I agree.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna say 3. I think 3. I don't really. I mean, I like Yoshi. Don't get me wrong. I think Yoshi's a really cool character. He's a classic character. But yeah, you know how these lists go. I think 3 is a fair spot. I think 4 is.
Although
I agree with you.
I will say,
I think it's fair.
The game Yoshi Story drove me insane.
Oh wow!
I didn't play it, so that's why.
I didn't know there was a game called Yoshi Story.
Dude, no, the N64 game, it drove me nuts. It was one of those like those classic, like you could get so far, and then like if you just happened to like fuck up, you'd have to start the entire game over again.
No.
Which
I'm glad I didn't know existed.
On the N64 was really frustrating. Like back in the NES days, it was fine, but these games were like these levels they took
long.
Time,
They were long.
I got you. Okay.
Oh man, but this was one of the ones that you remember when hotels back in the like 90s and 2000s used to have that ghetto ass N64 controller.
Oh yes.
You'd have to spend like $40 to play for 30 fucking minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yoshi's Story was on that shit.
Oh wow. Nope, not doing it.
I wouldn't.
I think Ocarina of Time was too, which was
Would've done
wild to
that.
me. Like that's a fucking preview. Like you're lucky. Like I can get through the Great Deku Tree in that time, but like as a kid, that would take me forever.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, I got through Ocarina of Time so much. I could
yeah.
So, all right. So, PJ, what number did you put him at?
2.
2. And Delta, you did 2 as well?
Yeah.
All right. So, on to our third pick. Pikachu from Pokemon.
4.
I'm going to put Pikachu at 4.
Oh man! All right, I think Pikachu's a good 3 for me.
Okay.
I like Pikachu.
All right. I mean, I like Pikachu. Pikachu, cool.
I like Pikachu, but it's just.
I just know there's other characters I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like there's gonna be somebody I like more than Pikachu. So I'm just gonna put him at 4, just out of safety.
I just got 1 and 5 left.
For the
so
integrity
Pikachu.
of the list.
Yeah, same.
I got 1 and 5 left, so Pikachu's 4.
I got a 1 and a 2 left. Here we go. Next random choice. Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna give him a
1.
Okay.
1.
You're one of those guys, I see.
Wait. Which Sub-Zero? Because are we talking about pre-Mortal Kombat 1?
It just says Mortal
No, because look, it says Mortal Kombat series.
It says, let's choose Sub-Zero from the Mortal Kombat series. He's a warrior with the ability to control ice. He's known for his cool demeanor and deadly ice-based attacks.
Because you got so the reason he's going at 1 regardless of which one, but there's 2 different Sub-Zeros.
Okay.
And one is the older brother who died by Scorpion, and the other one is the younger brother. I prefer the older brother because he was much more. He's the one who became Noob Saibot later on. So you gotta. If you go through the story, it's 2 different Sub-Zeros.
Saibot was just a training thing. I had no idea that was an actual character.
Yes, he is the actual character. He is the first Sub-Zero that we all know.
Ah, okay, that's cool.
And in the original, and well, not the original, but one of the storylines is Scorpion killed the first Sub-Zero. The younger brother to that Sub-Zero took the mantle of Sub-Zero because his name used to be Tundra. He took the mantle of Sub-Zero. Scorpion was confused, but Quan Chi resurrected that Sub-Zero, and then he became Noob Saibot.
Wow, that's a lot.
It was a lot.
I'm gonna leave him at number 2.
Man,
I just don't play Mortal Kombat.
I'm a big Mortal Kombat person.
But he is a very familiar character, so like I know who he is. I thought he's a cool character, but I don't know.
I'm Mortal Kombat story all the way through and through. Mortal Kombat 1 is ass for all who play Mortal Kombat like me. Mortal Kombat 1 is ass and boring.
For that one.
There were 2 types of people growing up that played fighting games. There were the ones who would go to the combo list and wonder why the fuck they were listed as P's and K's instead of just whatever the fuck the button was on the controller. And the ones that never went to the combo list because they only thought in P's and K's and the buttons were irrelevant to them. I know which one PJ was. Like, the fact that it took decades to have an accessibility point where it's like, hey, A is punch is insane to me. Like the fact that they would list those out in P's and K's, and I would have to go into like a separate menu.
No. So it was, first of all, it was LP, RP,
at the arcade,
and LK, arcade.
I know where it came from, Amir. I'm just saying it was on my fucking GameCube, bro.
Hey, look, just because I wasn't doing. My combos aren't just pressing square or B or X just to do this one, and then it comes to the. No, I'm X, Y for the left and right.
Kicking. That's all
I'm left and right.
Cool. Fine. Why didn't it say X for left and Y for right? Why the hell is it telling me LP, RP? Like
low punch, low kick.
Left.
Oh my god.
Left punch, right kick.
You hit
know
a
what I'm
button.
saying?
You look. Here's what you do. You hit a button on your controller. You see what the character does. Now you know what that is.
Now just come up with the combos after that.
That's literally how that's so bad I said that because that's how I taught my nephews how to play Monster Hunter. I was like, listen, you hit a button, see what it does, and go from there and see what you do.
Well, I mean, that's how you play games. That's how you used to play games, at least. But now, like, this is why I played fucking Link in the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2, because all his shit was busted. And I would just run and hit something and just pray to God it fucking killed someone, because otherwise I was screwed.
So Delta, where'd you put Sub-Zero at?
Dude, I don't want to put him at a 5, but he's gonna be a 5 for me. I don't. Sub-Zero is like, he's cool, but I'm been ass at Street Fighter since the day I was born, or not Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. See, this is what I'm talking about. I got old dad energy on this shit. I don't know what any of this is.
Old dad energy is crazy.
It's from too old for this shit. So pretty much, man, we are doing a randomized list, and we have to put them in order from 1 to 5. And today's option was video game characters. Who knows what next episodes is going to be? I do, but I'm not telling them at all. Got to be surprised for everybody. Alrighty, so on to our. I guess everybody has another one slot left, right?
No, not me. I have number 5.
You got a 2 left.
I got 5 left.
Dang. I hope it doesn't come up there with Sub-Zero. All right, pick a random.
I feel like it's gonna be one of my favorite characters ever too. Now, that's my luck.
I hope it is.
Oh, this is such a good one. Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
I'm okay with leaving him at 5.
What?
He's unfortunately he's taking my 1 spot. I would have put him at 3 had I got him first.
I'm okay with him being in my 5.
I like Nathan Drake. I think Nathan Drake is good.
Yeah, he's a solid character.
He's Indiana Jones, with some snark to him.
So compared to where all my list, he's okay at 5 for me.
That makes sense. Based on the way our list played out, I think he ended in the right spot for everybody, I guess.
So one of my people back high, he said the only good thing about Uncharted was the movie.
Oh my God, I didn't know.
That is a real rough take, my friends.
That is a super rough take. I thought the game was better than the movie.
I don't know. I don't even.
The games were okay.
Listen, the games are cool because you can swing from one pivot point to the other, jump up, and just hit somebody with the meanest right hook that I've ever seen, and just roll over their body and then do it to somebody else. I'm just saying that alone.
The only thing that was genuinely unpleasant for me with Uncharted was when they did the one with multiplayer, and I tried jumping in, and it was just a bunch of kids screaming and swearing at me in Farsi. For whatever reason, which was pretty crazy to think.
Oh, technically, you had the Call of Duty scenario without having the Call of Duty scenario.
I mean, I've had the Call of Duty scenario. There's a reason I don't play Call of Duty, but I just picked that up because I'm like, I'm gonna give this a shot, and holy shit, that was. But at the end of the day, so games like that are the ones those pick up for me towards the end when they start getting towards the Shangri-La or whatever, where there's a bunch of supernatural shit that starts kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, I ended up enjoying the newer Tomb Raider games for stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I thought when they start hitting in that supernatural aspect, I'm like, all right, this is some pretty cool shit. Yeah. It starts off grounded and then moves out.
So okay, so there's our fun game for the day. I would say I think
my first list was great.
Yeah, your first list was pretty good. My second list was.
My first list was good. I think we all agreed with our same first list. Only one difference.
I don't even.
If one of the random options would have been Morden Solis, I would have said he takes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for me. I love Morden Solis.
For me, that would have been Sephiroth from the Final Fantasy series.
I can feel you.
I'm too emotionally attached to too many characters. I'm bad at this.
But Delta, you were telling us earlier you started playing a new game that's came out?
Yes, yeah. So I started playing a game called Atomfall that was made by Rebellion. And for those who, I think they showed it in the Game Award. It's a
Wait a
very
minute.
interesting game.
Oh,
It's
yeah. I remember
the
seeing
vibe
this.
is very much like
Mir, can you
it's
show the trailer for it?
I can pull the trailer up for everybody who is watching. If you are
come on,
watching,
cat.
yeah, here we go. Hold on. Let's see. Adam Fall trailer.
Oh yeah, pull that up while my cat sits here and screams. Come on, come on, come on.
Castle Black is the only thing standing
Queen,
between the
come on.
White Walkers and the Seven Kingdoms. We could use your help.
I do kind of want to play King's Road though. I've been hearing good things.
I have heard good things about King's Road.
Rated M for mature.
Take it easy, too old.
Take it easy, too old.
I need help.
I'm still too young. What was the game called?
You're trapped
Adam Fall.
in the quarantine zone around the Windscale
Oh, this game's out?
Yeah, it came out 2 days ago,
How much?
3 days ago. It's on Game Pass. It's free. Well, it's not free. It's the cost of Game Pass.
Is it multiplayer?
No, it's a single player.
Okay.
It's a single player, like story-driven game. It's pretty open. Like it's an open area game. It's not like open world. It's pretty interesting, honestly. There's the game doesn't tell you a whole lot explicitly. So like you can set it to like give you quest markers and stuff like that, but the way it's like intended to be played is you find like documents and you speak to people and your character gets like journals and starts like marking like coordinates on their maps and shit. But it's the environment, it feels like sort of a Fallout set in Britain kind of a vibe. It's also got some stalker vibes to it. Like it's not super survivory. Like it doesn't feel very survival-ish to me. But there's some intrigue. So basically, some workers in a slate mine in this like remote village in the UK, they find something, and the government comes sweeping in and takes over, and they start building all these facilities, and then there's this massive explosion, and this entire area gets quarantined, and nothing can get in or out, and your character just sort of wakes up in a bunker, no idea what's going on. After this has been going on for a while, and you're sort of just trying to piece together what's going on in this world.
Oh, wow.
It's so what's really interesting about it for me, I think, is this is probably one of the closest things I could come to as defining a double A game. So I mean the developer Rebellion, they've got a real good beat on like the current bugs in the game, so they're looking to patch that out real quick. But like it's an interesting environment. I find the narrative to be pretty intriguing. Like the narrative is sort of told through the environment. Like you can have conversations with certain people, but like it's not story heavy. Like you're not going through a shitload of cutscenes all the time. The trading system's really interesting. So like bartering there's no money. So like you pick an item from their inventory and there's like a scale, and then you have to start offering them things to sort of like even out to a point where they're willing to trade with you.
So
Yeah, like a real bartering system.
You have to know the NPC, because I'm sure then that NPC, like if they're like a scientist, they're gonna like science.
They've got preferences. Yeah, so it's really interesting. So like one of the best strategies is to start offering a bunch of stuff at the beginning, and you'll start seeing they'll comment on the things that they like. So like I came across this merchant and she really liked Molotov cocktails. So I backed out of the trading, and I crafted like 6 of them and then used all of those to like weight the trade heavily in my favor to get a bunch of stuff that I actually wanted.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's neat. It's not super deep in terms of its gameplay so far. It's getting deeper, so I'm hoping there's a bit more to it. But it's not. Again, it feels very double A. Like it's not bad, but it's not like hyper complex. It's not like trying to do a million things at once. It has the vibe of something that this studio really wanted to make, and they finally got the chance to make it, which is why I like it so far. It's very UK. There's like graffiti on the walls that say like "you fucking what, mate" and shit like that. It's an interesting vibe. The accents are all there. The voice acting's all there. But there's something like sci-fi
Like,
going on.
nuh-uh. I'm not.
There's
Would
something
you like some
sci-fi going on in the world, but
Okay,
it's
I'll have to check it out. I mean,
it's interesting.
Free. It's on Game Pass, so to everybody who's listening, Adam Fall is on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, you can try it out for free, so you don't have to worry about making a financial commitment to something. But yeah,
I'll just wait.
It is one of those.
PJ
It is
said,
one of those
I'm
games.
waiting.
It is one of those games that the longer you get into it, the more it starts to make sense. I will say that. Because at first, I will admit, I was a little disappointed because it felt a lot more shallow than I thought it was going to be. But like it starts you off looking for this like secret bunker called the Interchange, and once you get there, which it's really interesting. So like I found like 8 leads from all over the map, like from hearing conversations to finding letters that hinted to like certain aspects of where this place could be. And I started marking places as like possible places to find it on my map and shit like that.
That's cool.
But like once I reached the Interchange and I started learning a bit more, like there's something that's going on, and I will say I'm compelled to find out whatever the fuck it is. I really want to know what it is that's happening in this world.
He's on the quest for the Holy Grail.
I'm on the quest for the Holy Grail for real. It's
Marks the spot.
So with March coming to
Finally, booty.
I would say that Monster Hunter definitely took the February-March cake, I think, for me in terms of games. And I'm excited for what April is bringing us, because April is bringing us South of Midnight.
Oh yeah.
And that game is going to be so good.
I'm excited, man.
So excited
I
for
love
South of
that that deep south like Nolans folklore shit is so good.
Yeah, man.
And it is so seated in there too. Like I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Trust me, I know all about it, man. I write Rock Salt,
Weird
Rock
flex,
Salt.
but all right.
Go ahead and
Weird flex is crazy.
Weird flex, but I'll get.
If you
I'll look the other way for a couple bucks off the sale. I'm just saying.
Nah, man. You always got to plug yourself. That's what we do.
Okay, fine. I guess we won't have characters in Rock Salt then. You don't have permission to use my likeness anymore.
Oh well, I mean, you're
gonna have to find another Wookiee for Rock Salt.
Let me tell you, I used Delta's likeness for a character in my first comic that I made. We never made it to the debut of his character, unfortunately, because my artist decided not to want to do what he needed to do. But outside of that, we did have a character that was literally Delta as a news reporter. It was hilarious.
He was an angry Italian newscaster, right?
Yeah, but
I remember reading the script.
Look at this.
For it.
I found this the other day when I was.
Oh shit!
Yep, this is the first ever video game thing I ever got, which was from my dad when I was 6 years old.
You want to see my first ever? I got mine here too, right here. Gold N64 right there.
Hey, let's go!
Hey,
Golden
look.
N64.
Yeah, that's that, and I got my silver GameCube with it's got like a Zelda like gel sticker thing on it.
Wow, can't nobody tell us we're not gamers. What about you, PJ? What you got?
No, that's all my parents' house.
You want to see
all my stuff is at my parents' house.
You want to see why I stopped collecting a bunch of physical games though? I got all this shit here. Like
that is a lot.
Got all this stuff. There are a lot of GameStop stickers. I painstakingly tore off of shit here.
I feel that pain.
Yeah. No, man. Like some of these games, some of these were not great.
That's
I have a copy of. I have a copy of what?
The Thanos poster.
Oh yeah, these were actually drawn by a friend of mine that does comic art.
What? You have a friend that does comic art, and you haven't. What is happening here?
I mean, he does it he also does it for video games and stuff, but he did it when Infinity War came out, and he was showing them. And I was like, dude, I want to buy all of those from
Delta got the plugs and didn't even tell me
I got plenty. You never asked.
Okay, well, plug him.
Yeah. I'll see what he's up to.
Also, with that being said,
Nico, wait a minute. You don't, do you? Okay, hey, message me.
Hey, look, it's funny how things come up, then you just find out everything about your friends.
That's so
They've been
crazy.
around you for about 6 months to a
Yeah,
year,
Nico's been
years on end.
jumping in my lives for so. Why have you never said that?
I mean, listen, man. I just the other day at work, I was talking.
Did
We
I
got like a.
know? I swear I didn't know.
We were at a
that's right. I did go to your page and I did say nice art. I did.
I apologize, Nico. That's his fault.
Me. That's me. That's
him.
It's stupid.
My at work though, we got like a Slack channel for like gaming stuff. We just talk about games that came out, and I was talking about Assassin's Creed and how much I enjoyed it. And I found out that a buddy of mine worked on it. A coworker of mine worked on it for 3 years.
Oh wow!
He did. He was a technical animator too. So like, if you did anything with like if you're playing the game and you're doing I told you about the Kasaragama, the chain thing. He did all of that.
Oh wow!
And I was excited as hell. Like I was like, Twan, bro. I was like, that was easily the coolest weapon for me. Like I absolutely love that in this game. So he was.
We gonna
and
talk.
He said
Nico,
like he's
or Neko. We gonna talk.
Neko, Empress. Just say Empress. I'm gonna make it easier on myself. I want to see that. I want to see Toph as a Mortal Kombat character. I'm not gonna lie to you.
On their page.
I gotta see it.
Who are we seeing as a Mortal Kombat character?
Toph.
Sorry, I said Toph.
From Avatar?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm thinking. Yes.
Hold on, well then we got to get her fighting the Boulder because the Boulder is conflicted about fighting a small blind girl.
Is conflicted.
Okay, just
the Boulder is
make sure you
conflicted
tag
about
us in
fighting a
so we
small
can-
blind girl.
Show our love and support. But yeah,
The Boulder is over his confliction, and now he's going to bury you in a rock-a-latch.
So, for everybody listening and for the people on the cast with me, for my co-host here, I'm thinking next episode we're probably going to be doing a lot of talking about South of Midnight. So, for everybody who's on TikTok, will actually be streaming this week because I have done a great deal of boosting this game on TikTok. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen multiple videos of me saying how good that game's going to be. So, I will be streaming it this week up until Sunday, where we will do our new episode, and me and Delta, and hopefully PJ. You gonna play the game, PJ? PJ.
I cannot confirm nor deny
He's too busy doing his low punch, low kick, right kick bullshit.
Hit LP.
Yeah, hit LP.
As you see these ice powers go off,
Did you hear
as you see me, as you hit this ice clone, you feel these.
Oh my god! Look at that queen right there.
Yeah, dumb deaf queen, that's for sure.
Yeah, but
so also I am part of a gaming team now called Omni Gaming, and also in a league called GGL Global Gaming League. Look them up, hashtag them. They are great. It's brought to you by Clinton Sparks. It is also has a bunch of investors from rappers, artists, and all over the world, different gamers, different people from the gaming aspect, and entertainers.
Wait a minute. Empress, did I talk to you about your friend? Because somebody else also told me that they know somebody who worked on South of Midnight. Because I would love, I'm going to say this publicly now, I would love to, after this game comes out, speak to somebody who did something with South of Midnight. So if you can link that up, let me tell you, we'll have a great episode.
I think didn't we also say that we were going to do a Monster Hunter episode at some point?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, all three of us got to do some hunts while we talk. It'll be hectic and chaotic, but it'll be good.
Got to get to what's it called? Come on, PJ, get to
the high rank.
Get the high rank.
I gotta become a high rank. Yeah.
No, you're almost there. All you got, honestly, you just got to get 100 rank 50. That's really all you got to do, and we'll
not even. Well, not even.
I mean, 41, I think, is what you got to be. I think that's the highest level you need to beat in order to do the higher missions. But
all right, look, I'll grind it up this week. If I get there, I'll get there. If I don't, I don't.
Will, because oh my goodness, that would be so cool to talk to some devs. That'd be amazing. But in the meantime, so we definitely will be talking about South of Midnight. We're gonna do some deep dives into South of Midnight. We're gonna talk about characters and what we noticed are their motives. So Delta definitely take some notes. We're going deep with this one, man. We're going deep. And PJ, since you will not be playing it,
I'm off the hook.
no, you gotta come up with questions. You gotta come up with questions, sir. What do you want to
Questions?
know about the game? All of that stuff, you know, all that good stuff.
Okay, I got you right now.
Nah,
How's it play? How's the concept art? Is the game's how deep is the game storytelling? I got you right now. What you mean? I'm right here with it. I got my.
Nah.
I'm right here with. But I will tune in. I will tune in to you streaming it. I will develop my questions off of that. Further, deeper question.
I will be streaming it. It comes out on the 3rd.
That will be Wednesday.
That's Wednesday.
Let me tell you, I sure hope it's not like
Thursday.
anything else, because if it is, then people just won't play it.
I'll be on Thursday and Friday.
I will tune in to you
5:30
watching.
Eastern Standard Time.
So I will tune into you watching. I won't say too much because I'm gonna be watching you play more than actually just there.
I feel that. I feel that.
So
You know?
so I can actually watch the game and be in like
I mean, it's not
locked
me,
into
it's
you
not
watching.
me taking on the woke mafia, so you know.
First of all,
Yeah.
you want me to talk? I will battle with you against the woke mafia because I already don't like half of them. Like the woke mafia is
You say you don't like half of them?
yeah, because there's
What's the half? What's the half you do like?
the half that do somewhat make sense and can come up with a respectable argument. There are some of those.
There are very few. We've met a couple.
It's very few, but
But most of their problems aren't even in the wokeness. Their problem is in the writing, and the writing just being bad. So there's not the problem with the woke stuff. They didn't even care about. They're just like, why was the dialogue so campy?
But they just start sounding the same along. You know, it's like one of the woke mob just found somebody to leech off of because they just, you know, it was one of those. It's not. They just took a word, just took somebody's complaint and just like, I'm jumping on their bandwagon. That's the woke mafia. They don't make no sense. They just found somebody who don't like what they don't like and just bang and rode their coattail. So that's why I say I don't like half, because it's half who's not really part of the woke mafia. They have an understanding of why they don't like something and can put it into actual legit contextual details.
Got you. Well,
But the rest of them, fuck you. I'm ready to. Woo!
I was gonna say that doesn't sound like half. That sounds like a solid 90% you dislike right there.
That's what I'm saying.
It is. I was trying to. I was trying to be
He was
nice.
being nice. He was being nice. But alrighty, y'all. So from all of us at Fictional, an anime and gaming channel, this has been a Spawn Point Sessions. We will have a guest on not our next episode, but probably an episode or two after that. I'm just trying to figure out who we're gonna have come on. Hopefully, we can get Empress's friend. So
Let us know.
We'll figure that out when that time comes. But I want to thank everybody who tuned in on TikTok. Delta, do you have any last words?
I'm just saying, Empress is lying. Game developers don't have friends.
Okay. So I guess
What they don't.
we aren't friends. Okay, so that was a really harsh way to break up with me, Delta, in front of all these people, man. Like
I'm not
There's
a
no
game
way I had the
developer, so I
courage
have
to
no.
do it.
Yeah.
If I did it in private, I'd take it back. I need our 4 viewers to take me seriously. They need to hold me.
I'm sorry, I would gaslight you back into it. But speaking of the 4 viewers, PJ, we got to do better at posting, bro. It's on me and you. Or
It is.
we
It
should
is.
make Delta
It is.
post. We should just edit all the videos and just we'll make Delta a TikTok page, and we'll just go post.
Do not make Delta a TikTok page. Don't make Delta.
But it is because of that, and
We do
it's
need to
also
post.
we're
We
just
need to
not.
post more.
We're just not. I'm not gonna lie. It is hard to edit everything and just download it all and post. Especially when we do have outside obligations that take up
That's the
majority of our
hardest part.
time.
But like I
Yeah.
said, on the website, on the TikTok website, right, we can actually upload. You can upload 5 videos at a time, hit the schedule button, and then you can schedule them. And then all you got to do is go in there and just click the edit button and then put in your hashtags, and then it will automatically do it. And you can let that rest.
And with that being said, on my side, Monster Energy, sponsor me. I done drank enough of you. I'm tired of paying for it.
I feel that. I can respect that. But anyway, y'all, so we're going to roll out for today, but we will be back next week. We're going to be talking about South of Midnight. We're going to be talking about some other video game stuff, probably some anime stuff, and some other nerd stuff, because why not? So we'll see you guys.
We will
next
talk
week.
about Solo Leveling next week.
Oh, you want to talk about Solo Leveling? Delta, have you watched Solo Leveling?
No.
Okay, watch
No, don't make me watch anime.
Watch it.
It's literally it's just a power fantasy. It's about a guy who's in a game where it's or in a world where it's like a game, but like it's our world, so it's not an isekai. He's not a weirdo. They don't really do any weird, like super weird stuff. That like it's literally just about fighting. Like that's it.
It's literally just power.
It's a power. Yeah.
Man, I go to work and I work
dope.
on games, and I come home and I play games.
I feel
What makes you think I watch shit?
Put it on the side. That's what I do.
I can't do that.
Watch it.
That's not watching.
Watch one episode.
I'll consider it.
Okay, fair enough. Alrighty, so we'll be talking about Solo Leveling and we'll be talking about South of Midnight next week. Definitely come and check us out. We'll see y'all there. From Japan Amir, from PJ, from Delta.